Okay, this is the first online class, so welcome back. And I am sharing screen with the schedule. There. All right. And today is August 30th and Wednesday. And I have a lecture and chapter 1, an overview of the practical class with the course syllabus. And next Monday, we don't have a class due to Labor Day. And we have a second online class and next Wednesday, September 6th. And then we move forward the online class and September 11th and Wednesday, and we have online activity with your weekly case study. So I will explain it. Online and online class. And we scheduled the first EFE observation hour at DS Lab School. And also please highlight October 23rd and 9th week and the second EFE week and DSU Lab School or assigned site and 12th week and third EFE observation hours. Okay. And also I am sharing screen for the Dropbox. And I will invite you right now. And I am sharing screen. And EDUC 337 and Practicum 2. I am sharing screen. Yeah. And EDUC 337 and Practicum 2. And Dr. Kim. And fall 2023. And please check your email right now. And I share the screen for EDUC 337, my Dropbox folder. And when you access Dropbox, and you will find your assignment folders here. And Celia, Jordan, Taylor, and Emily. And you upload your all assignment under this folder. And your folders are empty right now. And please upload your assignment. And the second folder, you will find the EDUC 337 and PPT files. When you prepared your chapter presentation, please review. Chapter 1, 2 is mine, and 3 and 4. And you download this file and then modify your PPT files with the review questions. Okay. And chapter PPT file available. And sample assignment and third folder. And you will find the weekly case study sample here. And you can use a header and assignment title and your name and due date. And chapter 3 and 4. is a 1 page long and single space. And at the first paragraph, and you summarize the key, themes and summary and your findings. And second paragraph, provide your subjective statement with your own word and voice. And chapter 4, summary and key themes and findings. And second paragraph, you provide your conclusion and subjective statement and your feedback or opinions and suggestions and solutions, any others. So it is a weekly case study sample and EFE report sample here. And cover page and general overview of your EFE observation hours and your data collection and findings and body and conclusion, and you provide your own feedback and others and implications and findings. And third work sample is final project here, and you can download it and review. And so you review the activities and monthly plan and yearly plan and sample, lesson plan here. And your sample, work samples for your classroom and assignment here. And homeschool partnership, and plan here. And this one, and sample papers and last while a midterm paper, a subjective statement here. And the first one, and you can use the header and assignment, a title and your name and due date, and DAP and play and development and learning and assessment and planning and involving families and classroom management plan and technologies. So please remember, this is just a sample. So you can, develop your assignment with your own ideas, okay? And EFP files, and EFP verification form, and TB test form. If you are clear of all required document, so you are fine. And EFE verification form here. Yeah, that's all. And any question, please email me if you have any questions about these folders and files. Okay. Update CDS. Attendance here. Okay. All right. Let me see. I am sharing screen chapter 1. Okay. Make it bigger. All right, today, and I have a general overview about early childhood education. Sorry. And we review about the early childhood education and why it is important, and about early childhood education professional. So usually And early childhood education covered from birth to infant and toddler, and early childhood, and middle and late childhood too. So when I was an undergrad student, and we covered the birth to age 8, but in these days we expand the age range, and we can cover the middle and late childhood too, and even and we covered the special education in early childhood education. So it is very, very and wide range. So early childhood education teachers and the be professionals, uh, and be professional and make a decision and about child growth and development and knowledge, and lifelong learners, and also early childhood education teachers. And we must commit to provide the best practice of child care and education. And also we have opportunity to make a difference. That means we are the education innovators. So we have responsibilities uh, for the educational reform. All right. So textbook provide how early child education is valued. So it is a very, very critical part of this chapter. So increase the public recognition and respect, especially and mutual respect, and funding issue, and also enforce the school readiness and seamless transaction from pre-K to kindergarten, right? For example, and lead to more skilled workforce. And it's a lifetime responsibilities to develop and improve our teaching skills and research skills and child assessment and others, and predictor of a long-term success in life, right? And based on early childhood education, and we can approach, and the practical approach especially, and how to uh, make a good relationship between and our learning to the practice, and effective crime prevention strategies. It is a old concept of the child-centered view, and and Head Start program too. So it is an old concept. Effective crime prevention strategies, and improve education and health outcomes. So, and we currently take a new concept of educare. So, and education involved child care and health and nutritional factors too, and also and care, especially, and care about the health and nutritional factors may invite the qualified education and program and curriculum, and positive impact in closing achievement gap. And I think I have a chance to present the achievement gap in the US before pandemic and after pandemic. So it is a hot topic we must figure out. And I introduced about NAEYC. I am a professional member of NAEYC since 2005 or 6. And I met Howard Gardner, multiple intelligence theory and creator, and in San Francisco, and I think 2007. So NAEYC has annual conference and meeting, and every year. And this year, and we have a conference in Tennessee, and next year in Anaheim, and following year, 2026, and Texas, and Washington D.C., and next year. So So we have a 5 cities and rotate every annual conference. So we have a really big expo and early childhood facilities and books and materials, and we have an expo. And also we have a lot of research sessions and poster session, round table, and research session, and 1.5 hours. So in this year, I also have a chance to present NAUSA annual conference in Tennessee, in Nashville, right? Nashville, Tennessee. And NAYC provide code of conduct and general and national standard. Our assignment and aligned by NAYC standard and CAPE standard and Council of Teacher Education standard and Delaware standard too. Okay, and NAYC develop and monitor the accreditation system for the teacher certificate and the center, accreditation. And NAYC provides resources of professional to the publications and conference and professional development. And Dr. Sue Bradcamp, and she provide textbook for our curriculum class too. There are a lot of types of early childhood settings, and at first, and child care center, and family, and home-based child care center, and preschool, and private preschool, right? And also and home schooling too, and lab school and parent cooperative, and public kindergarten, and pre-kindergarten, pre-K, and universal voluntary pre-kindergarten, and Head Start program and early Head Start program. Beside, and we have Montessori schools and Reggio Emilia and Waldorf schools and Bright House and franchised public centers for the Early Childhood Education Institute, right? In next chapter, next slideshow, and provide how early childhood education is expanding. So we are expanding our program from birth to middle and late childhood too. So we can use some government fund and temporary assistance for needy families, and child care development and block grant too. So we have the right to top and no child left behind. It is a part of funding system from the federal government and the state government for this one. And next slide show and access to early childhood education and dependent on the family income and any other factors of background. And especially and sub-factors and and family system and ethnic background and number of family members and the types of and family and single parent family or also same-sex couples too, and language and the religious background, a lot of sub-factors around early childhood education, especially family. African American and Hispanic children have less access than white children. It is a part of previous studies too. Insufficient space available in Head Start. It is another issue, as state funded the pre-kindergarten program. And greatest hurdles encountered by families with a moderate income. And preschool participation tend to depend on mother's education too. And we are facing a new era for educational reform based on the early childhood education. So, more diverse, more linguistic, and also in the near future, majority of the children will be children of color, right? And a lot of Hispanic, and kindergarten and preschool and achievement gap is another issue in early childhood education. And dual language learner or, more than two languages. And Chinese emergent curriculum and in the, Cisladni school district, invite. So it is one thing I want to highlight. And also, I want to add before and after pandemic and Corona 19, COVID-19 has a lot of important changes factors, right? And they have economic challenges and poverty issue, and or also children's asthma and some homelessness and the lack of access of subsidies and affordable and childcare too. So it is another issue we have to deal with. And diverse families. So I already introduced about sub factors and around the family and early childhood education and ethnic background and racial and achievement gap and cultural differences and linguistic and factors and some wide variations in family composition. So I already introduced about single parent family and the same-sex couples and child adoption by same-sex couples. And many children with large extended families and grandparenting families too. Language is another indicator to reach our children's learning goal, right? And dual language learners and linguistic and cultural diversity and Spanish speaking families are not all alike. And learning two or more languages. So in my family and my kids speak English and dominant language and Korean second language and third language. And I, ask them to learn about Spanish or French or Chinese or Japanese. Personally, I can speak uh, English and Korean and Japanese, and I can write and make a reading comprehension in Chinese character too, and some Spanish and some Germany. Support the home languages. We strongly encourage them to learn more than one language intensively, English vocabulary and school readiness as for, and we provide ESL class or some vocabularies and some grammar and some reading comprehension class and for and second and dual language learners. Most important thing is how to communicate with the family members, especially parents too. Next slide show explain reasons for becoming an early childhood educator. And my question is, why did you decide to major early childhood education? So it is very, very important part for your future professional vision. So we provide we must provide the pros and cons when we measure or being an early childhood educator. And for example, and really low starting average salaries and annual salaries. And based on my personal data, in Delaware, starting annual salary and average salary for early childhood education teacher is about 40,000. It's a big range, and child care center and under the 40,000. So it is a critical part for the social expectation for your, and leave. And knowledge is required, and child growth and development, and intro to early childhood education, and partnership between home and school, and any other, basic contents of knowledge you must, catch up. And also, finally, you decide whether demands and reward are a good match with personal strengths and dispositions and goals, your personal goals. However, we have a great joy when we are playing, children and teaching young children. So we need patience, love, and affection, and both rewarding and challenging, and bring a new discoveries, accomplishment, and the joy to both, children and teachers, and fun. So I personally think, patience learning and patience, and we have a tolerance in French, and waiting for their response, and waiting for their thinking period and time, and patience and tolerance, and patience and tolerance in French. A lot of dimensions for the effective and intentional teachers, and caring first, and commitment, right? Enthusiasm, and curiosity, and creativeness, and respectable, and responsiveness, and responsive care, and passion, and patience, and purposeful, and playful, and focus, and flexible, awareness, accountable, and information, and effectiveness, and listening, and learning. So a lot of dimensions and factors you require to become a qualified and certified early childhood education teachers. Okay. And when we working with children, we must involve, and daily interaction, and direct responsibility, and the options such as classroom teacher or family child care provider. And also we are working for children involved, support children's growth and development and education, and working with the children and proximity or at a distance. Okay, it is a different types, different approaches for the children, and through the Head Start and early Head Start and child care center. So it is types of early childhood education centers, and family-based or the home care, family child care home, and preschool, and parents cooperative preschool, public kindergarten under the elementary school, and early childhood special educator, early intervention specialist, and mentor teacher, and bilingual teachers. So I think some of you have long-term goals to become a center director, and on your own center. So you will decide the types of your center, such as Head Start, early Head Start, and Child Care Center, and family child care home, and preschool, private preschool, or lab school, or Montessori program and Waldorf program and Reggio Emilia program, and the parent cooperative preschool and public kindergarten and mentor teacher and head teacher and bilingual teachers too. So that means and we have a lot of opportunities to become a qualified and certified teacher based on each center. Yeah, center director, curriculum developer, and home visitor, especially in associated with uh, early Head Start or Head Start program, and policy staff and college faculty. Some student got a long-term goal to become a center director. So they asked me to recommend their application and the graduate program and educational leadership in the MED and EDD and PhD and college faculty, writers, or some students they are interested in animation program and caricature and developing early childhood education toys and activities and resources for children under the and commercial and companies. There are a lot of cultural perspective in early childhood education and vocabulary and identity and values and belief. Inside of administration of early childhood education, we mainly deal with the mission statement and vision statement. So we develop our mission statement and vision statement. So you choose the keyword and key topics and your identity and your values and what kind of value you most highlight and the belief. It is based on the philosophical approaches and based on the child-centered view from John Dewey or Froebel and Rousseau and Maria Montessori and nature and nurture issue and flexibility and complexity issues. So a lot of issues. I returned to the lifespan development class, and we mainly deal with the three different kind of views about child or children, and original sin view first, and the tabula rasa view second, and third one, and we have an innate goodness view from the Rousseau. So it is a part of your philosophical foundation for your belief as a future teacher. Okay, and next slide show mainly deal with the program quality and effectiveness, and we must explain a high quality early childhood education and how it is measured. It is a part of measurement issue and assessment issue. So there are a lot of scales and measurement scales dealing with the child care licensing standard and the QRIS and the quality rating improvement system and accreditation standard and Head Start program standard and military child care act. It is a part of a military education, a military camp-based early childhood education program too. And to be continue and the quality as for the quality and classroom assessment and scoring system and class and early childhood environmental rating scales, it is a part of environment in your center and measure the circulation, light and bright, and ventilation and safety issue and electronic device and facilities in your classroom. As for the effectiveness, early learning standard and outcome goals, common and core state standard, it is a part of Delaware. So common and core and STEM education. And there are a lot of positive effect when we are playing and working with the children. And previous research about positive effect of early childhood education, and our textbook provide brain research and early experience strongly associated with their schema and over cognitive development too, and positive experience grow a baby's brain and synapses, and negative experience have a dire or long-lasting effect on the brain capabilities. An early intervention program can ameliorate negative effect too. And last benefit for the early childhood education, and Perry Hill Smith project in the textbook provide lot of positive and negative effect based on their school outcomes in early childhood education settings. And Chicago and Child Parent Center and OBC Darien project too. So please refer and the chapter 1 in your textbook. I think we have 2 more slideshow in chapter 1, and the pre-kindergarten, head start, and childcare. And repeatedly, there are different types of early childhood education settings. So pre-K and head start and childcare, and lot of U.S. early childhood system is from European early childhood education program. And for example, Reggio Emilia from Italy, and Montessori from Italy, and Waldorf schools from Germany, and child-centered view and Head Start is from John Dewey, and it is original American and program and approach. Another thing I want to highlight is achievement gap between African American and Latino children and European American peers. So our chapter 1 provide a lot of information about achievement gap based on their ethnic background and their families' socioeconomic status, especially education and income level, and difference identified before kindergarten, inequalities. So that means some students do not have a chance to approach in early childhood education program. So it is the most serious thing. So is family income and family education is a part of them. Low income families. It is last slideshow today, and current trend and issues in early childhood education. And I already mentioned that before and after pandemic and achievement gap and technologies and continuity from birth to age 8 and power to profession, federal and state policy, and so stress in children's life and children's depression, and opioid crisis, some threatening, child abuse, especially physical abuse, emotional abuse, verbal abuse, and sexual abuse too. And media issue, media and technologies, and continuity and changing issue. So it is one I highlighted from chapter 1. All right, stop to share. And when you have time, and I post this video clip on the YouTube and post on the Blackboard, please review it if you missed some part of this class today. Okay, and before we dismiss the class, and I am sharing screen here. Okay. And today, and we successfully review overview of continuity and change in early childhood education, and types of centers and programs and approaches of in early childhood education, and types of families and key concept of early childhood education, and the trend and issues, and we reviewed together. And next Monday, and we don't have in-class and online meeting due to the Labor Day. And next Wednesday, I call the second online class with my lecture and presentation in chapter 2. Okay. Again, please order your textbook as soon as possible for your presentation and weekly case study. And weekly case study, first weekly case study is due on September 13 and Wednesday. And Jordan, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, you are the presenter of 9/11 and Monday, chapter 3 and 4. And please go to the Dropbox and download the chapter 3 and 4 PPT files and modify and 1. And then please add your review questions and 3 and 4 review questions.
Okay.
Review questions here. So it is a part of them. So your peers evaluate your presentation score. All right?
Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much coming today. And I will see you on next Wednesday and online with the chapter 2. Okay, bye-bye.